So that takes me straight
Ukraine thing. I'm sorry.
Square into the Arthashastra, running the kingdom. Chanakya's work, his advice to the king has been the king's cohorts, as they start any work, they ought to ask three questions. Why I'm doing this? What results might be? And will I succeed? Now, more than 2000 years ago, these questions being asked are very similar to the strategic questions that we are taught today in our management discourses. They're very similar. So, Pranav, I want to have you speak about the relevance of Chanakya Niti in the digital transformation that the world is going through today. Will you please take a lead on that?
True. All right. Digital transformation is something which I always say that probably Chanakya never had digital world at that point. There was no internet or computer then. So it won't be technologically relevant in that particular manner. But Arthashastra being a book of governance, it has principles which is driven in that. Right? The principally driven economy, principle-driven model, which it is there in that context. And if I have to put finance and digital economy, I would immediately take up crypto as a point which is there. In fact, today I just shared that video which someone had interviewed me on cryptocurrency and Chanakya's view on cryptocurrency in that particular manner. Digitalization is amazing. But at the same time, we have to understand every technology that comes in with its pros and cons. Something like a nuclear energy, which is there, right? We can generate power out of it, or probably have a bomb. Hopefully Russia doesn't do that, but in nuclear energy can be used in both. Similarly, digital world can also be used in both. So Chanakya used the reference of something called as governance, all right, and not government. In fact, so he said, don't own everything. The government does not need to own everything, but it needs to regulate. All right, so there needs to be a regulatory body which is formed by a committee which overlooks certain developments. So if there is digital economy, if there's digital world, if there's internet which is there needs to be some kind of regulatory things which needs to be looked in by each and every government in their particular national geographical region, because it's important that it's regulated. The government doesn't need to own any of those, but the government needs to regulate it. For certain reasons, maybe national security or the kind of narrative which has been going on to people, or from a different perspective. I mean, I might not go into those details of national security, but then there are different things which are there. So that regulatory body needs to be there, and there has to be regulations which needs to be put in. Today, digital world is something we say freedom. We want to just freely do whatever we want to do. Chanakya says this is nothing like freedom in that particular context. In fact, just take up another example of modern day things. Today, we have a culture of startups. Everyone wants to be into business. And most of the people ask, "Kyun business karna hai?" They'll say, "I don't like my boss. I don't like someone on my head. I'd want to be someone whom I don't have to report to. Marzi ka Raja." It's never possible. It's never, ever, ever possible. In fact, Chanakya said the king is also supposed to be having a reporting structure. So the Rajaguru who is there, the Rajaguru to whom the king is also supposed to report into. Right? In the similar manner, if you're getting into a business, you need to have mentors whom you need to be responsibly there to go and say that this is what I have done. And if you're having financial things, if your bank is coming and you're borrowing loan from somewhere or getting an investor, trust me, you are nowhere running away from a boss. In fact, you're getting someone more evil on your head who is going to ask you 10,000 things about what you're doing, why you're doing, how you're doing. So the concept of freedom in terms of meri marzi jo karu wo karu, it doesn't exist. We all are responsible to someone or other in every facet of life. So it's important to think about that in that context.